Good day, my ladies and all the gentlemen in the house. Today, I'm going to show you how to make crunchy Nigerian chin chin. And our ingredient of the day is all-purpose flour, about 150 grams of butter, powdered milk according to your taste and preference, baking powder, sugar according to your taste and preference, and for flavor we have nutmeg. We also have vanilla essence, table salt, our milk, liquid milk, plus eggs. So now we go into the process of combining everything, and I'm going to show you how to properly mix your dough in order to get a perfect crunchy Nigerian chin chin. Now to mix your dough, we measure 3 cups of the all-purpose flour. You first put all your dry ingredients together. So in the bowl goes 3 cups of all-purpose flour. That's the second cup. And there goes the third cup of your all-purpose flour. And you had your powdered milk. You had your sugar according to your taste. Next, you had your baking powder, about 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So you had 1 teaspoon of your baking powder, like so. And in goes your nutmeg, another 1 teaspoon, or according to your preference. I don't like it to be too overbearing, so I'll just add 1 teaspoon of that. And in goes our salt. It's just like a pinch of the salt, because the combination of the salt and the sugar makes it come up with this nice creamy taste. So just like so. And now you combine all the wet ingredients together in your bowl. You mix until everything is well combined. So already I can perceive the aroma of the nutmeg in it. So now all the wet ingredients, all the dry ingredients I mean to say, are well combined. And in goes my butter. And at this time, you mix the butter and all the dry ingredients, you mix it until the butter is well integrated into the flour. You mix and mix until it's well combined, and it gives you like this crumbly like texture. The next step now is to mix all your wet ingredients. So as you can see, the butter is well integrated into all my dry ingredients. The next step now is for you to mix all your white ingredients. And for my white ingredients, I've got 2 eggs, the vanilla essence, and 300 mils of milk. So I will crack my eggs. In goes the 2 eggs. And next is the vanilla essence. You don't need too much of this, just a few drops of that is enough. It's going to go a long way. And you mix the two together in a separate bowl. Just properly mixed together. And you bring close all the dry ingredients that has been mixed together, and you form a well in the middle. In goes your eggs and vanilla mix in there in the bowl. And also with the milk, you don't pour everything at once because you wouldn't want your dough to be too soft. So you add it bit by bit until you get the desired consistency for your dough. So in goes a bit of the milk, and you mix to form your dough. You mix until you have a not too hard and not too soft dough. As you can see now, at this point, I need more milk to go into my dough. It's better to add your milk as you go, so you don't get too soft a dough. So at this point, by the look of it, I think I've got enough of the milk. So all I have to do now is to mix everything well together until it's well combined. As you can see, our dough is now coming together so well. This is the right consistency I want for my chin-chin. Yeah, just the perfect right consistency. So you don't overwork the dough. Yeah, and this is perfect. And after the dough has been well combined, like so, then you leave it to rest it for about 10 minutes, and you come back later to work on the dough. Here we have our dough at the right consistency for making the chin-chin. So at this junction, I'm going to cut it into four for rolling purpose, just for it to be more convenient for me. So that's our dough, and you just lightly, like very sparingly, add flour to your board. Make sure the flour is not too much, otherwise when you are making your chin-chin, the oil will be foaming, and in the process of foaming, it will overflow onto your stove, which you don't want. So you flatten it out. Make sure it's not too thin, and neither is it too thick. Like so, because by the time you start frying, the chin-chin will, one way or the other, the size will be a bit increased. so you wouldn't want it to be too thick. So after you've rolled out the dough, you now cut it to your desired size. I like to cut mine into long, thin sizes. Some people like to cut theirs into cubes, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to cut it into long, not too long and not too short, thin slices. So I'll just make the edges to be very even so that it can make the cutting regular. After rolling your chin out into like this rectangular size I've got here, then you divide it into two, and after dividing it, you get your pizza cutter and you cut through to form that thin, long and not too long shape you want. You cut and cut, not too thick, until you get to the end of the roll. And the next stage now is to take it to your already preheated oil for the frying. So our cooking oil has been preheated, and now in goes your already cut chin into the preheated oil. Just as I've said, if you are good at cutting the chin, you don't really need to separate it before putting it in, because it will definitely separate by itself when it gets into the stove. And to prevent it from sticking, you just quickly go in with your spatula or whatsoever you're using to cook it to quickly separate it. Yeah, there you go. And everything is sizzling well together. And you fry on low medium heat. You continue turning it so that you can have an evenly cooked chin. You continue turning until everything is golden brown in color. Just as you're frying, you will notice some that are getting golden brown. Just feel free to bring them out of the oil, while the rest that are not as golden as this one, continue frying. Yeah, you bring it out. You ensure that it's not too brown, because after you bring it out of the oil, it's going to get more brown than when you are bringing it out. So make sure it's not too much brown in color. As you can see, this is a perfect brown color, as in golden brown. So you allow the rest in the oil to get golden brown also, and you scoop out. So the same process goes for the rest of your dough. Just continue cutting, frying it in batches until everything is done. This is the end product of chin chin for today. And as I've told you earlier on, it turned out to be very, very crunchy, flavorful, and yummy. I hope you try this on your own. And as you do so, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share, and drop a love emoji if you really enjoy this video. Thanks, God bless, and have a Merry Christmas. Love you.